Hey, what is up guys, JP Land here and welcome back to another video. Today we're back here at Universal Studios Hollywood to take a look at all of the updates, so let's get rolling. In today's video, it's pretty special because we have a lot to talk about. We have Halloween Horror Nights, we have construction going on throughout the entire theme park. First and foremost, I want to talk about Halloween Horror Nights because we have a huge update. They just announced the second haunted house coming to the event, and this will be The Last of Us. And I'm actually not too excited for this one because it's going to be based on the video game rather than the TV show you could find on HBO Max. I don't really play video games, so I'm not too hyped up about this. On something that we can't really access kind of sucks. Like, not everyone has played The Last of Us, so it's going to be really hard to follow. What I'm really hoping with this haunted house is that they add a lot of narration, so it's very easy for the guests to understand what's going on while they walk around the haunted house. That video game is known for its amazing sound effects, the amazing soundtrack. It'd be really cool for them to utilize 8D audio technology throughout the entire haunted house, so you could hear clickers off in the distance, you could hear clickers by your right ear, your left ear, or even above you. So we've never had a video game haunted house over at our Halloween Horror Nights event. So we have had Silent Hill in the past, but the maze was heavily based on the movie and less of the video game. It did have a few video game elements to it, but not entirely. This haunted house, being The Last of Us, will be entirely based on the video game itself. So because it's going to be based on the video game, it gives me a lot of hope for this year's Halloween Horror Nights. Maybe they're going to take an overall video game theme onto this year's event. And one of the bigger rumors were for Five Nights at Freddy's to be a haunted house this year. And I would love to see that happen. I love Five Nights at Freddy's. I've been playing the video games a lot, and I feel like it would be such a successful IP to use for a Halloween Horror Nights maze. Now, taking a look at this haunted house over here, we could see that they painted the left side of the facade to this lighter shade of white, which means they're going to begin the process of theming this facade and the surrounding areas. I'm very excited to see what they do. I want to give a big shout out to HHN and stuff because they told me that they think it might be the Boston quarantine area that'll be the facade of this haunted house. Now, of course, they also brought in some merchandise already for The Last of Us. They brought in this really nice t-shirt. It says The Last of Us on the sleeve, and in the back it has the Halloween Horror Nights 2023 logo. They also have a mug, but it doesn't say Halloween Horror Nights on it. It does say it on the bottom, but it's not visible if you're like holding the mug. I'm very surprised that they're actually keeping the slogan of Never Go Alone for this year's Horror Nights for both coasts, Hollywood and Orlando. And of course, I'm very excited to see what they do with the event. I think it's going to be a phenomenal year. I have a question for you guys. If you could have any haunted house at this year's Halloween Horror Nights event, which haunted house would you want? Let me know in the comment section. Be sure to hit the like button because a lot of you guys aren't hitting the like button, and I'd really appreciate it. Now, taking a look at Animal Actors and Production Central, just generally that entire area, it looks like it is coming down very darn fast. The entirety of Animal Actors is gone, the bleachers are gone, the facade is gone, the signage is gone. They did leave the Stage 57 sign up, but that's going to be gone very soon. I'm assuming they're going to cut down the trees in the surrounding area within the next week. And before that, they'll begin demolishing Special Effects Stage. But it's crazy to see this site. Production Central is all gone now. It's funny because I was looking at the construction site from different angles and it just feels like I'm dreaming. It doesn't look real. It's so gnarly to not have Animal Actors and Production Central there. It just feels like I'm staring into the void. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at JPLand21. I post a lot of real-time updates, and that's like a great way for us to connect with each other. I reply to all my DMs. I post on my stories all the time. So it's a great way if you want to get to know me a little better. Now, speaking of construction, I want to dive into Orlando's counterpart just a little bit because they're opening a new Minion Land. And I find this very intriguing. I think it's a very strong possibility for us to receive the same land, maybe even better, but more importantly, receiving Villain Con, which is the new attraction that's opening in the Florida counterpart. This is going to be great for the entire family because if you can stand up, you can ride the ride. There's no height requirement. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's just one giant video game to basically sum it up. And I feel like it would make a great addition to Universal Studios Hollywood because we don't have many kid-friendly attractions in the theme park. We really just have Secret Life of Pets Off the Leash and DreamWorks Theater. But what I could see them doing is retheming the entirety of French Street. It's been a part of Universal for a long time, and it doesn't really match the current theme of the theme park. So I could easily see them removing French Street, demolishing it, and bringing up new retail and dining locations in the Illumination theme. It doesn't have to just be Minions. They can bring all things Illumination. They could have everything from Secret Life of Pets to Sing. And it would be really cool to have a designated photo op spot because we don't have very many of those in the theme park. What I was also thinking is in the little Parisian courtyard area, they could theme the area to one of the Minions and create like a little flat ride, and it would be great for the little kids as well. I would love to see something like this. Grad Bash is now over at Universal Studios Hollywood, the last night being last Friday, and they already started removing all the lighting around the theme park. They removed the DJ booths. There's a few things that still stand, like the Coke Zone and some decorations in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Now this got me thinking. I think it's a very strong possibility for them to bring Death Eaters to daytime guests, especially because the Dark Arts at Hogwarts Castle runs every night throughout this summer. It would be a great addition to have the Death Eaters out with the show. They've been doing it in Florida for a long time. I would love to see Universal Studios Hollywood bring that form of entertainment. Speaking of live entertainment, for a short period of time they had a little show called Hot Set, and it was just a little small stunt demonstration. I'm not sure if it was theme park related or it was an actual hot set, but everyone thinks that this was theme park related. Personally, I didn't get to see the show at all. I was at the theme park every day it happened, but I have no idea where it was happening. It was just around the plaza, but I never got to see it happen. A lot of my friends from Action Horizon Stunts were involved with the project, but I really didn't see much of this show. It was a very quiet and speakeasy show, so it was really hard to see. They didn't have set show times. It would just kind of appear out of nowhere. I did actually visit guest relations to find show times on this show, and they told me it wasn't even a show. So I think it wasn't even theme park related from the beginning. Speaking of showtimes, I feel like Universal Studios Hollywood has to add some showtimes for Triwizard Tournament and some of the nighttime offerings throughout the theme park. I was trying to watch the Triwizard Tournament over in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter today, and I wasn't able to find any form of showtimes. I had to walk up to any of the show controllers around the stage, and they actually had information about that, but it would be really useful if they put it on the app. Over in Florida, they do have all the showtimes on the app, so it would make it really helpful and useful for guests that are trying to find live entertainment around the theme park. What would also be really cool is if they have pop-up times for some of the characters that arrive in the theme park, like Beetlejuice or Doc Brown. Those are some harder characters to find around the theme park. Maybe not Beetlejuice as much, but Doc Brown, for example, I never see him strolling around New York Street. I never see him strolling around French Street. And when I usually do see him, he's always like running around and he doesn't really take pictures with many of the guests. I was actually able to see him the other day. I was leaving the theme park because grad night was about to happen. And I saw Doc Brown. I'm like, let me just take a picture with him. The theme park was just about to close and he was out taking pictures with guests. I'm like, this is great. This is great. It would make things a lot more useful if they had show times and also pop-up times for characters you could see around the theme park. And that'll wrap up everything for today's updates here at Universal Studios Hollywood. A lot of things are changing around the theme park, and I'm so excited to see what this theme park looks like in the next coming years. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. I'm JP, and how they say in the movies, that is a wrap. I'll see you guys in the next one.